welcome to a new video. It's been quite a while. I thought I would show you a day in the life as a marine science student. Ignore my messy hair and nightgown because I just woke up. It's 6:25 and I'm gonna just go through my morning routine and then I'll take you through a typical day in the life. Every day is a little bit different. Today is Wednesday, so I have about 3 meetings and 2 classes, and I also have a midterm today, and then afterwards I'm gonna go to the gym and yeah, we'll take it from there.
Ja, vermutlich ist das so, denn die Ukraine ist gewaltig unter Druck, vor allen Dingen ja nach diesem Eklat im Weißen Haus und nach dem Stopp der Waffenlieferungen gestern. Zelensky hat dann in einer Ansprache gestern gesagt, dass die Ukraine zu Frieden bereit ist, dass man auch zu Verhandlungen bereit ist, dass man dieses Rohstoffabkommen
So I just finished my morning routine. Like I showed here, I've been following the Miracle Morning Routine. If you don't know what that is, it's basically 6 different strategies combined into one morning routine. So it includes silence, which can be prayer and meditation, and I do both. Affirmations, visualization, reading, scribing, and exercise. So I just did all 6 of those, had a healthy breakfast, drank some electrolytes, had my morning coffee, and I currently have like 20-ish minutes before I need to get to my class, which is at 9 a.m. Yeah, my morning routine takes kind of a while, but yeah. So I am going to just go over my Anki flashcards because I have my midterm today at 9 o'clock. The class is fisheries. So I use Anki, which uses a spaced repetition system, and that's how I study for all of my classes. It's also what I use for my languages. I don't review them as often for languages, but I do make flashcards for my languages as well. And these are what my flashcards look like. They're pretty standard. These questions are all based on fisheries and the biological aspect of fisheries, and right now we're getting into more of the economics, but this midterm is really based on the biological aspects of fisheries. It's temperate, by the way. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through these and then I will pack my lunch and get ready for class. While I'm driving, I prefer to either listen to a podcast in one of the languages that I'm studying, or I listen to an audiobook. Right now I'm listening to The Diamond Eye by Kate Quinn. She's a historical fiction writer who mainly writes around the World War II era. I recently just went through all of her, basically all of her books. I really enjoyed The Rose Code. I think The Huntress was my favorite book. I recently just finished The Alice Network. If you guys have any other suggestions for me in historical fiction, please leave me a comment below. And I highly recommend, if you guys do enjoy historical fiction, or if you just want to check out the books, to look up Kate Quinn because she's a great author. Speaking of books, I just wanted to show you guys a quick tour of the library. So the library is in the same building as the room I was in. The library is usually very quiet because everyone has their own offices, but it does have a very nice view of the water. And I'll admit that I don't come here often, but it is nice, like I said, to just look at the water or to just be in a library environment. And right now I'm just working on some coursework for environmental law. So right now I'm on my way to visit one of my committee members. I'm just in the process of forming my committee for my thesis, and we're just going to talk about potential data sources and how he can help me. So this is just an informal meeting to discuss next steps. This building is mainly where the fishery work happens, so again, I will admit that I don't come here often because I don't work hands-on with any fish, but this is where, if you were to work with fish, you would probably be coming. They do a lot of diet composition work here. A lot of trawl surveys are also out of this office, which brings up another point. You might have noticed that despite the fact that I'm getting a marine science degree, I don't interact with fish. And there are a lot of different ways that marine scientists can work in the real world. And some of that is with modeling. And by modeling, I mean systems modeling, so physical, chemical, or biological modeling like me. But you can also do policy work. There's also social science work in marine science, and so there's a lot of different routes that you can take. Yo, it's so cold. My watch said it was going to be like in the 60s, so I wore short sleeves today, but I'm regretting it because there's going to be a storm and we're right on the water, so all of the sea breeze is hitting me and it's quite cold. But yeah, so now I am on my way to grab my lunch from my car, and I'm going to do a little bit of work before my Bible study group. So at VIMS, we do have a Bible study. It's kind of small, but I like it, and right now we're going through the book of Mark. So yeah, I'm just gonna grab my lunch and just get some work done beforehand. Since I'm here, I did just want to give an update on the meeting. So basically we talked about the data that I would need for my project. So diet composition of the main species in the bay, main prey and predators of blue crab, density of each species, how to group each species within the model, things like that. He said that I'm really far along in my project, which is nice to hear. I'm making good progress towards my goals. My goal is to graduate in 2.5 years, but usually it takes VIMS students about 3 years to graduate, so we'll see. Basically, I'm going to be using a model called EcoPath with EcoSim, which is basically a model that allows you to model the trophic interactions in the bay, and so it allows you to kind of track where the energy is going, using information like diet composition and biomass, mortality rates, fisheries landings, and things like that. Yeah, and I'm going to be looking at the impact of derelict gear on the food web in the Chesapeake Bay, specifically on blue crabs. And we're also going to be looking at a threatened species, the diamondback terrapin, and management strategies that can potentially impact diamondback terrapin bycatch. The blue crab is a super important species here in the Chesapeake Bay. It's worth millions of dollars, and I believe the Chesapeake Bay is the main source of blue crab in the United States. And so if we can reduce derelict gear bycatch, it would save fishermen a lot of money, and it would also help the ecological functions of the bay as well. So that's kind of the rationale for my project. There is a lot of derelict fishing gear in the Chesapeake Bay as well, so it's something that we want to simulate and look at different management scenarios for. So like I said, I'm just going to do a little bit of work. To be honest, I don't have a lot of work to do, but I'm just finishing up the work that I was doing in the library before, which is for my environmental law class. I take that one at William and Mary, so that's a really nice perk of being a VIMS student, is that you have access to all of the William and Mary classes, including at the law school. You just have to make it fit into your credits. So I'm doing a sub-concentration in marine policy, and because of that, I take more policy-oriented classes. Twice a week I go over to the William and Mary campus, which is about 25 minutes from my house and 30 minutes from the VIMS campus. and I go to law school. So after Bible study, I actually have to leave a little bit early because I have class. So typically Bible study goes from 12 to 1, but my class starts at 1 and I have to walk there. So I usually leave around 12:45, and the class that I have is aquatic health. So I'll be there from 1 to 1:50, and then afterwards I go home and I go to the gym. Aquatic health is a cool class. It's a lot more like physiology oriented than I thought it would be. And I am not as interested in like fish physiology and how to do like necropsies and things like that. So like the content isn't as interesting for me, especially like talking about virology. I used to work in a lab like back in 10th grade of high school where I used to look at like macrophages and stuff, and it was just like not a great experience, and so this class could be like a little triggering for me. But yeah, like I don't really follow like all of the specific virology terminology and like processes, just because it's not really something that I'm interested in, and the teacher does go kind of fast. But the second half of the class, there'll be things like microplastic impacts and like sewage impacts and more like policy-oriented things, so I think I will find it a little bit more interesting. And just if you're curious, the other classes that I'm taking are interdisciplinary research and estuarine ecology, which is a required class. You basically work with a group of other students and you come up with a project to conduct in the Chesapeake Bay, to do a little write-up on that, like a scientific report, and that's a semester-long project. And the other class that I'm taking in addition to environmental law is fisheries, which you saw this morning. So the first half of the class is more focused on like the different fisheries in the bay and their life history, and then the second half is going to be more on economic modeling of fisheries. Yeah, so I take 4 classes. A lot of students only take 3 and then count research credit as some of their credits because we have a certain amount that we have to take each semester. I personally really like classes, and that's why I wanted to come to grad school, is because I wanted to take more hard science classes and develop my like environmental policy skills as well. So I want to maximize the amount of classes that I'm taking, so I will probably just keep taking about 4 unless I'm like in a busy season of my research, in which case I can take 3. And in the summer we are required to take at least 3 credits of research, so I'll be doing that. Although this summer I actually have an internship with the state, so I will be doing my research in addition to interning at the state, but really my priority is going to be like the state work because it's a full-time job. If you're interested in hearing more about that internship, I can make a video on that. But I'll basically be working for a state agency doing environmental regulation stuff. So I just came back from my aquatic health class. We actually did something a little bit different today. We all worked in groups and we did like one of those gallery walks where you have like a case study and then you write about it, and then we kind of went around to different stations and commented on each other's like posts, I guess. So my group was doing sea star wasting disease, and so we just looked into like the possible causes and what we would do for an experiment later on. Yeah, then I just chatted with a classmate. We were talking about our research, and now I am going to go home. There's actually a tornado warning, so I'm going to drive home, get changed, go to the gym. So I will see you there.
Spengo la luce e mi viene a trovare, fluoxetina, poca saliva. Quando mi trovo a parlare di te, sei la carne viva, la mente schiva, paga nel buio più buio che c'è. Sento un pugno nello stomaco. Le paranoie hanno bisogno di troppe attenzioni, forse mento quando ti dico sto meglio. Stringimi, avvolgimi, poi lasciami respirare. Serotonina, cercasi, illudimi. Dentro i miei occhi, guerra dei monti, tu mi conosci meglio di me. Vorrei guarire ma non credo, vedo nero pure il cielo. Vetri rotti, schegge negli occhi. Prenditi i sogni, pure i miei soldi. Basta che resti lontana da me. Vedo il bicchiere mezzo pieno con 2 gocce di veleno. Tu mi fotti, respiri corti, aumenta pure il battito.
It is pouring pouring outside. You can see it with my glasses. So yeah, just had to kind of sprint inside, but I'm very muddy and wet. So today I'm gonna be making pizzas. I have these Joseph's pitas and these Joseph lavash wraps. If you guys have seen any of my roommate is home. Oh my god. But yeah, like I said, I've shown them in a previous video. I really like them because they're low calorie and they give you a lot of volume. So I'm just gonna throw those in the oven and have some dinner. So I am all showered up and now I'm just gonna work on my German for about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how I feel and how much I have to get done. Yeah, today I might do like 2 German lessons and I'll see how long that takes me. And then usually what I like to do is write a short summary based on the lessons that I did. So that's a little side thing that I do, not really related to the video, but I wanted to show you a full day in my life. So yeah, this is what I do when I come home from school, or just whenever I have time. I basically study languages. Yeah, that's just my hobby. So I'm gonna get started on that and I will get back to you when I'm done. Also, if you are interested in how I program my languages or how I learn languages, let me know and I can make a whole separate video about that if you'd like.
Also, alles unter einen Hut bringen?
Hast du so einen großen Hut?
Ich arbeite mit Perspektive. Dann jemanden über den Tisch ziehen.
Alright, so I finished German. I did about an hour and a half. Ignore the flickering light. Now I'm going to just do a little bit of Bible study and my laundry. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions specifically about VIMS or about the application process, about what life is like, please leave me a comment and I'll be sure to get back to you. If you want to see a video on a specific topic, also let me know. And please like and subscribe for my next videos and make sure to hit the bell button so that you can be notified of my next videos. Thank you for joining me today and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.